Hi, this is Eddie Hearn, and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal Khan for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law, and with me via Zoom on a sunny Friday afternoon. I'm delighted to be joined by Liv Hussey. Liv, good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
Afternoon, mate. I'm all good, and yourself?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you for asking. First time, obviously, you're featuring on our platform, so obviously we're gonna start off by getting to know you a bit. I've done a bit of research about your background. I understand before boxing, you was on the books at Everton Football Club. Probably not the right side of Merseyside, in my opinion, because I'm a Liverpool fan. But yeah, just talk to us a bit about your sort of background with Everton, and what made you sort of move away from football and get into boxing on a full time basis.
It was more just due to obviously not meeting the criteria that they wanted me to perform at, really, and obviously weight. I wasn't like the fittest of kids, you know what I'm saying? So I think they wanted me to kind of go away and kind of focus on the fitness side of things and get myself better in that aspect, because I had the skill and I had everything else. It was just that was letting me down. So that's how boxing come along and come into it, really. Just that, obviously, once that conversation happened, I obviously turned away and went to boxing to lose the weight.
Obviously, sorry, continue what you were saying.
Yeah, so obviously after that, and I didn't really look away from boxing then. I kind of just stuck to it.
Well, you've been quite successful since. I mean, you were telling me that you've, former European champion, two-time national champion. You've had, I believe, 30 amateur fights. Am I correct?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the next phase of your sort of career? I believe obviously the next step will be to get as far as you can in the pro game. You're training at the boxing stable. You're managed by Paul Smith, who comes from a respectable family in Liverpool. Just talk to us about the sort of next step of your career.
Well, obviously in lines, obviously getting the pro debut on the go, and obviously getting myself out there as a boxer and getting my name out there. So obviously it's been hard, really, because of adapting and transitioning. Like, not so much my style, because I've always had a pro style, but just like I say, bonding with my coach, which is obviously very important in this game. You can't really get far and stuff like that if you've not got that correct bond and the correct team around you. Do you know what I mean? So it's obviously just been working on the things, getting things right, and taking that step, like I say, to get a date for my debut. But yeah, it's all looking good, and just got to wait now for my medical, and then I'll be up and on the road ready to go.
And how confident are you that you're ready now to make that next step? Obviously, you've only had 30 amateur fights. A lot of, you look at fighters like Vasil Lomachenko. When he was an amateur, he had, I believe, near enough 300 amateur fights. But some fighters, I believe Anthony Yard only had 18 amateur fights. You've had 30. How confident are you now that now is the right time to sort of move on towards the professional side of boxing?
Yeah, to be honest, I am fairly confident. I only had 30 fights as an amateur, but I had a lot of experience. Like, obviously, I boxed for GB. I've been on England camps. I boxed around the world. I did the World Championships in India. I did the Europeans in Bulgaria. I've been to Poland. So I've boxed so many different styles, and obviously seen a lot of different things in the game. So I feel like I've got the experience, and I've obviously got the ability to take it to the pro game now. And especially with, like I say, what I've done in the amateur scene and what I've seen myself, feel like I'm ready to take that step.
Football and boxing, obviously, two different sports, two different lifestyles to live. I'm sure you learned at your time at Everton, but what have you learned being on the road as an amateur, going to Poland and other places in Europe? What's boxing taught you so far, and what you've learned in your career?
If anything, it's just given me a heap of confidence, and obviously you've got to stay switched on. It's not a game you can just kind of play with, really, and want to just like have a fight here and there. If you want to go far, you got to put everything into it. So I've learned a lot on the way. I've had ups and downs and bumps in the road, but you've just got to learn to get on with it and keep going, because obviously, like I've done myself, I had my spell of, once I'd done a bit in the amateurs and stuff, I kind of come away, because you just get a bit fed up when you're a kid and you want to go out with your mates and stuff. I didn't have that. I was 18 and spending my 18th birthday away in India fighting in the World Championships. You've got to sacrifice a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? So it just teaches you just a general life lesson to just stay calm, stay positive, and keep working hard. And obviously your goals will pay off and come true.
Well, you're joining the professional side of women's boxing, I believe, at probably the perfect time. I mean, you look back at the year we had last year with Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, Savannah Marshall, and Clarissa Shields, and obviously we've got some big, exciting fights to look forward to. The women's side of boxing, Katie Taylor versus Chantel Cameron is only just around the corner. Which women,
Yeah.
uh, which woman do you look up to the most in women's boxing right now? Who for you really stands out, and what sort of a style could you compare yours to any other women boxer?
Um, it's a tough one, really, style wise. I'm not. I'm kind of a come forward counter puncher, as you could say. I'm quite aggressive, but I can box. It's a bit of a mad one. But regards to like a boxer I look up to a fair few. Obviously, you've got like Savannah Marshall. Tasha Jonas has always been one for me with because she's just a top notch girl, and she's obviously so dedicated and things like that. She's just like a true champion, and I've done sparring with her back in the day, and she's just been very helpful to me and always there if I need her. And like you've got obviously Katie Taylor was the main one once she signed with Eddie Hearn, and then it just went bump and went up, and then you started getting all the other signings. So I think each and every female fighter out there has done a lot for us younger generation who's coming up now. But I'd probably say the likes of like Savannah Marshall, Tasha Jonas, and Katie Taylor are probably three that obviously I do look up to at the minute and like to watch.
Well, it wouldn't be a lights out interview with me picking your sort of boxing brains. I'm going to have to ask you what you made of Anthony Joshua's performance last weekend, and also what you make of a lot of sort of the media section, claiming that Anthony Joshua is not going to be the fighter that he once was, and that he maybe needs to consider sort of moving away from the sport. Just get your thoughts on that, please, live if possible.
Yeah, like I say, I've been around Joshua when I used to box up GB, and he's not a fighter that I'll sit here and say and slag off or like say anything bad about, because I think he's a top man. And obviously he got beat off Usyk twice, which is a big setback for him after having all them top performances. Obviously the Ruiz fight, but he kind of put that back in instead and beat him on the second one. So as a fighter, he like you say, he's got a new trainer, hasn't he? He's just fought under, is it Derek? Is his name? Yeah. So obviously he's still learning and he's still adapting to the way they want to work together. He knows himself, like he said, he could have been more. He wanted to be more aggressive. He wanted to go for that knockout, but at the end of the day, he's had how long, a year or so out the ring, and coming off the back end of a loss, he's just got to take it as like another step in the right direction. He's got himself back out there. He's putting an half decent performances into what he wanted, and I think, to be honest, he'll come back and he will. A lot of people don't think he will, but he's got a mindset. He's took himself away from the negativity, and he will be back. I believe that he will.
Okay, Liv. Well, before we let you go, where can the viewers find you on social media, and tell us what the plans are for 2023? What can we expect to see from Liv Hussey?
Yes, mate. Well, my Instagram's Liv Hussey _ if you want to follow me on that. And Twitter's Liv _ Hussey 15. Obviously 2023 is going to be a big year. I'm hoping to announce my pro debut in the next few months, and you'll see a very good pro debut as well.
Well, we look forward to seeing you in your pro debut. Liv, thank you very much for your time and joining us on a sunny Friday afternoon. We wish you the best of luck going forward in 2023. And yeah, we'll keep an eye out for your pro debut, and we'll hopefully get to speak to you and do a face-to-face interview you at some time.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Liv Hussey, thank you very much for talking to Lights
Yeah,
Out.
pal. Thank you.